To the victor goes the spoils.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Victor, Valgavoth's Seneschal. This is an Orzhov enchantment stack because the more enchantments you have enter or rooms you unlock, the more Victor can do. For the first time each turn, you Surveil 2, putting things in your graveyard, manipulating the top of your deck. For the second time, you make your opponent discard, and for the third time, you reanimate a creature from a player's graveyard, yours or your opponent's. In this deck, I'm running a lot of Eerie and Constellation abilities, especially ones that can make tokens, because those tokens will clog up the battlefield, can be made huge with something like Porcelain Gallery, or can be sacrificed to the Chthonian Nightmare so you can repeatedly cast this enchantment to get more triggers and get more value out of Victor and your other cards. This deck is huge with lots of the rooms that are from Duskmourn, but Duskmourn Alchemy actually added even more into this deck. Fear of Ridicule, which can make enchantment creatures, Mothlight Processionist, which gives your enchantment spells Convoke and can make copies of itself, and the probably #1 card for this deck, Endless Corridor and Solitary Study. This is just an enchantment that can make an enchantment that can make an enchantment that can make an enchantment, so as long as you have the mana, you can trigger Victor in a turn. This deck is using a lot of good exiling removal and extra benefits that you get in an enchantment deck, but it does miss a lot of card advantage. One of the big downsides of playing this in Orzhov in Arena, we don't have Mesa Enchantment, but we do have a bunch of other cards like Enduring Innocence, and of course the One Ring, that can still get more cards in hand as we get more cards out of the graveyard and into play. So let's take Victor into the queue so we can queue up for victory. Chainer, Nightmare, Adapt. Chainer gives himself haste and lets you reanimate a card each turn by discarding. I actually like a lot of these cards in hand, but I do not like I don't have like a land. I have a creature I can play as a land. Not great. So let's throw it back, get this, and throw down this Agadim the Under Crypt. Not paying the 3 because I don't have anything to play. And I've got Brain Maggot, Rotunda. Nice, I've got some good ways to trigger Victor soon. I bring out the Builder's Talent. Building a wall. A 0/4 wall. It's really more about the level 2 of Builder's Talent. This way to just buff up my creatures. This has been very handy in a lot of my games. Also, eventually bringing back stuff that I surveilled. Nice. Hi, Chainer. I'm being asked if there's any good mill commanders in Brawl. Sort of, but it's not usually the kind of mill you want. It's like Brewvac, where you just kind of combo out with Brewvac. It's not that interesting. I don't think it's as fun for most people to play. I'm going to play Victor here, and yes, I know, they are a Rakdos deck, so their ability to kill Victor is probably really high. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try to get Victor to go off, because if he lives next turn, we have Brain Maggot, Grand Entryway, or Ossification Grand Entryway. Everything I know and love is dead. I don't have any reanimation in hand, so I'll just throw him back. Level up. Jane, are you 3-2? Yeah. So I'm gonna play the Elspeth's Nightmare. Chapter 1, it's not gonna do anything. But Chapter 2 will show me their hand, and Chapter 3 will exile their graveyard, so if they were planning on setting up for reanimation, this will mess with them. Oh. Sure? Victor returns. Would you like to put any creatures in your graveyard to reanimate? Ooh. Please. Flare of Malice. Alright, they're killing Victor. I'm going to keep him in the graveyard since I have the Overlord of the Bale mark here. And I am going to impending cast. To grab Victor, put him into hand, and once again, can I do the Victor thing? I got lots of other creatures now if I want to reanimate them. Witch Enchanter, Starfield Mystic. I can also bring back one of these from the graveyard using the 5-man ability, but because they're not cast, like, I won't get the protection off the One Ring. I'll still get the One Ring, though. Hey, Chainer! Hey, Chainer, guess what? Chainer, I don't appreciate the way that you were dealing with my cards. I'm just telling you this now. So that's our first one. Here's our second one. Make them discard. I like land tax, but it's a rat. Oh, are you sure you wanted to discard a Grizzlebrand? So we're going to teach our opponent about Victor's text because it says a graveyard on it. And I'm a big fan of a graveyard. Because that's my Grizzlebrand. I brought it from home. Well, they were thinking, oh, I'll use Liliana to reanimate it next turn, which is a reasonable thing to think. Except Victor, this is not the most intuitive, does say a graveyard. So they discarded their slasher so they can bring back the slasher. Is Grizzlebrand Brawl legal? Does this answer your question? Since this was cast from graveyard, it does have haste. Listen. We both die. You come back, tapped with haste, but with stun counters. And I'm gonna reanimate Grizzlebrand again next turn, because I can replay lots of enchantments. GG, Chainer. Akiri, Fearless Voyager. Akiri can make things indestructible if you unequip them. This seems like an okay hand. It's got some low-cost enchantments, some rooms we can unlock for later, and a really nice constellation ability that'll fill up the board with Pegasi. Wow, that was aggressive. They just slam-jammed me with the Fervent Champion. Hello there, Fervent Champion. Costs 3 less to equip things to it. I think this auto-equips? Yeah, this one auto-equips, though. Oh, also, if they attack with equipped creatures, they draw a card. Which, yay! Just set up my dollhouse. Get this bad boy ready to start spitting out toys for me. I'm gonna be losing a lot of life early, I think. No! Loran! You know what? It's probably better this than another one of my enchantments. But still, ugh, what a bummer. Yeah, this is like the first time I've had this show up. So, Endless Corridor is the reason why I did not build Victor before Alchemy came out for Duskmourn. I knew about this card about 3 weeks before everyone else, and I had to just stay quiet. Like, yeah, there's no particular reason why I wouldn't want to be building this right away. No way, it's definitely not the thing that you can chain together over and over and over. It's so sweet. I'm going to seal Akiri. This will get me a Surveil. Or it might. Maybe they'll save it, return it to the command zone. All right. Third Mage's Rescue and Bandit Sound. So those are both 2 cheap enchantments. That is what I would like. We're going to make them discard the 2 cards in hand. 1 for Victor. And 1 for Tiny Bones joins up. Now they can make both of us draw cards. Okay, they don't mind dropping those. It was a Nettle Cyst. I'll swing in. Nettle Cyst and Aster. Next turn, I have 3. Since we can do Endless Corridor, Solitary Study, Shard Mage's Rescue. What would I even be reanimating? Maybe that Aster? Terror of Blades. I don't have equipment or vehicles in my deck. But it is a free 4/4. Maybe on the Surveil I'll hit a creature. Ooh. Itty bitty jitty. That's pretty nice. I think I'll start with this. No, they don't have any cards in hand, so I won't. Do I even want to go for Victor this turn or Archon instead? I think Archon's going to be better. So we're going to do Archon of Sun's Grace. This has protection from red and green. But, like, those are not the colors of my deck, so it's fine. We're both drawing... Oh, Glasswing Grace. Neat. And if they have any removal or anything, we can blanket with the Shard Mage's Rescue. Hi, Akiri. We draw. We block. Is it Niganjo? Or are you just removing the equipment? Okay, so they're removing the equipment, making it indestructible. It won't hit me, though, so they won't get the, exile the 2, play an extra land. It's dealt damage, so now they have the Jitty. Yay, gaining 3 life. And they have cards in hand now, because of Loran and Akiri. Now they only have 1 card in hand. Nice, we're getting all equipped up. Solitary Study. I don't think I need either of those. Endless Corridor. I'll give Victor first strike, since neither of these are equipped. There's a Fury Calm Snarl in hand. And I'm going to play this other Solitary Study. Sweet, free Aster. I guess that mills them. Aster looks at the top 7 cards. What a surprise! The thing that's not in my deck is not in my deck. Back up to 21 life. Got a couple of nice life Lincoln blockers, and we both get to draw cards. You're shocked? You're shocked that I had no equipment or vehicles in my deck with no equipment or vehicles? Ah, cool, Lion's Ash. Hey, I don't get to lose 6 yet. Lupine Volt in chat said, good news for my opponent. Amy's going to be losing 6 life each turn. Well, I have to wait a couple turns, but soon. Don't you worry. We should have lethal just by continuing down the endless corridors. Or I guess using Shard Mage's Rescue or Glasswing Grace, but I got this corridor and I want to use it. GG, Akiri. Sorin Grim Nemesis. This Sorin can kill things! Oh no! And also drain you for life by drawing cards. I've got a pretty good hand here. It doesn't have a ton of super cheap enchantments, like excluding this land, but I'm playing it on turn 0, or turn 1 anyway. But I do have some removal, I have card draw, I have big buffins, and I have whatever Builder's Talent is. Cute? It's cute. It makes a little bird wall. Lets me buff Victor. Ooh, land tax. Not now, land tax, not now. Because they are a Orzhov, probably very, very heavy on removal deck, I'm going to stay away from playing many of my creatures. Since they're not going to be helpful, they're just going to die. Oh, hey! A fellow Black Market Connections player. Nice. But do you pay the 6? It's the only way to play. I know I have more lands than them. I'm still just getting this down now. Banking up some enchantments. Ah, good. They also pay the 6. Replicating Ring. They have 3 mana up still. And Phyrexian, more black card draw. And they do gain a good amount of life off of Sorin. I also pay the 6. I'm glad that, like, my opponent and I at least know how to play this game. Sometimes you'll have opponents who just... They don't understand. They don't know that this is how you're supposed to play. By which I mean... You gotta keep paying the 6. Just, yeah, keep buffing up that girl. Ooh, she's so big! Maybe I should have kept that for some evasion next turn. Cleric class being able to bring things back too. Yeah, Builder's Talent is... It's not always going to do something on the 3rd part, but if it like, you have the Surveil ability. If you end up putting something good that's non-creature, non-land into your graveyard, that gives you a nice way to bring it back. Hi, Sorin. They have 4 life remaining. And they're dealing 5 and gaining 5. We have to order this right, so we get an extra damage from having a treasure. The treasure also triggers... That's 10 damage. And I go to combat, and unless that's like a fatal push... We just get lethal. Fatal push? Path to Exile! Yep, that's 1 mana removal, alright. I will search my library for a basic land. Comes into play tapped. And I think I'll just throw down the Shoulder It here. Marsh Flats, I'm not going to play the Optimistic Scavenger, though. Just paying the 1, just getting a treasure. Elspeth Conquers Death, I assume killing Shouldered since she's damage. And Victor's just like waiting, like, when am I gonna do stuff, Mom? Later, sweetie. Journey to nowhere. There's not even creatures here. Throw it in the graveyard. Ooh! Dead creature. Oh, this is always tough. Do I want to pay the 6? Of course I want to pay the 6! My self-control is terrible! Hopefully they don't kill me off of the plus ability on Sorin. But if they do, they do, and it will be really funny. It'll be totally worth it. Dang, don't quite have that. Nah, I think playing the Norn is good. It is a land tapped. Cool. I've rebuilt my board. They lost 1 life. I'm getting taxed. Looks like they paid 3. So they were also drawing there. Wait a minute. I just realized that they had lethal on board. Like, they killed me through that, but they also had this. And I just missed it. Maybe I should be a little less paying the 6. Oh, but I love paying the 6. GG, Sorin. Codie, Vociferous Codex. Usually doesn't run that many permanent spells because once Codie's in play, you can't cast them. Codie, though, when you do cast those spells, you can turn 4 mana into 5, and then use that mana to essentially get 2 spells for the price of 1. It's great! Bring up the Elseda Life's Bounty. A little bit of protection for later. I don't have anything to do on Toon Mana, so I guess this works. Yeah, this is just 5-color spells. Sometimes they'll be built around like trying to gift your opponent Codie. Especially against a deck like mine, that could be very brutal. Because it's like, oh, role reversal giving me a Codie, huh? My entire deck is permanent spells. I'm an Enchantress deck. They exiled my Journey to Nowhere. Aw, man. Naming human. Here's Victor. Swagslaw, thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you for subbing. Codie's out. Part time. We'll get ourselves a Surveil. Yeah, that's nothing. I'll take the land. We have a bunch of things that are like very much centered around playing against creature-based decks, but we don't really match up against that many creature-based decks. We've hit some, but I've also hit like Sorin and Proft and Sauron the Dark Lord. Oh no! My cool spells don't! I think they should hit Ghostly Dancers. Yeah. They heard me. Well, they know that, like, Ghostly Dancers is going to be able to recur whichever other thing we put into the graveyard. It can't hit the exile, and so far they have, like, this is an exile, this is an exile. Just to Surveil, I'm going to play the Chthonian Nightmare. Are things happening? Hold up. Fell the Profane and Waste Not. Waste Not would be real cool. Fell the Profane is just a land. Geist Wave. Okay, Victor's going to go back into my hand. I'm not going to bother sacrificing the outside to protect against that. I would prefer this not get exiled. Victor, and again, this is just a simple Surveil. But maybe we'll get one of the enchantments that can do a little more. Okay, so that is Shouldered. I'm going to throw Ossification away since nothing for it. No, I don't particularly want to sacrifice Victor right now. Yeah, so this is one of my recurrable enchantments. Oh, okay. There is no Victor. There is now once again Victor. If we have any of the things that make a token when we cast an enchantment, it's just 2 mana for each cycle of cast. Would you care to discard some cards? It'd be a waste. You did. No, not another discard spell. Are you sure you're not just like a Dimir deck? Please. I'm considering getting silly and bouncy with this. Next turn, maybe. Oops, I'll exile. I mean, it's a very effective way to get rid of various spells. I'll try attacking first. Yet I didn't replay Codie. During Innocence, that is our first trigger. Yeah, there's nothing for me to hit from that. I'm going to pay 2 for Spellbook Vendor. No, we want 1 for the Elsaid, because that is an enchantment. Sacrificing Enduring Innocence. It comes back. That's trigger number 2. They discarded Magma Opus. We bring back the Elsaid. That's trigger number 3 and a card drawn. And we can grab, sure, Shouldered. There's nothing for her to make sacrifice, but she has power. I can protect against some types of spells. Damage, targeting. I can't stop a Time Warp, though. They have 6 life left and an extra turn. Construct. Beep burp. Menace is going to be able to take them out, though. GG, Codie. Nashi, Moon Sage's Scion. This is a mono-black ninja that steals. Well, it can also cast spells from your deck, but it's more interesting if it's stealing. You pay life instead of mana for the cards that you exile on hit, and then, sweet, it's extra value. This is something we'll just have to, I guess, set up to block. Thankfully, I did get a pretty good blocker here. Builder's Talent. I'll swing in for 1. Yeah, what are you gonna do against an 0-4? Give yourself 1 additional power with the boots? Probably. Pro Gophers. Aw, dang it. I use Restoration of Iganjo. Get a Plains in hand. And also, this can bring back the Elsaid. Or I could just use it to ramp. That's actually really fun to do. Oh, rats! I'll discard this Starfield Mystic to bring back Starfield Mystic. Do I think I have this one turn here? And then go for the double spell in? Yeah. Alright. So I'm getting a little risky here because I'm saying I am going to play Victor instead of like removing Gix, preventing card draw, maybe getting rid of boots or something. Alright, so they just killed Victor. Rude. But, like, understandable. Oh no, he's got the boots! I'll let them hit. They will lose a life and draw a card. Ooh, Ghostly Dancers. I don't have any rooms to unlock. I might want to save this. I just want to get rid of the Gix. Nah, I'm gonna bring out Victor again. Because I know what I want, and I want to do Victor stuff. You know what? I'm gonna go for the Dancers first. If the Dancers die, then I'll set up to reanimate with Victor. Ghostly Dancers, grab me the Elsaid, Life's Bounty, back in hand. And now whenever we play or unlock a room, things will happen. We'll get 3/1s. 3/1s are good at blocking. You're also good at blocking, since you make a token. A flying Gix! Okay. I'm not blocking that yet. That's a big Phyrexian Praetor Demon. Destroy Target non-merfolk is great. I kind of wish this said, like, non-merfolk, non-fish. I guess you'd have to, like, throw sharks and stuff on there, too, though. That would be funny. Oh, right. We get Buffins. Buffins on you. We have to pay 1 to rid them of the Gix. And they are leaving. Shame I didn't get to do the Victor thing, but the Ghostly Lady is also pretty cool. Ghostly Dancers. GG. Arabella, Abandoned Doll, another Duskmourn commander, but this one is a Boros aggro commander. Thankfully, I do have some removal in hand. Unfortunately, this one, unless I'm hitting Arabella herself, doesn't stop their game plan, because their whole game plan is little guys. Arabella deals damage based on the number of creatures they have with power 2 or less, and gains life based on the same thing. I guess go for white, since we have a bunch of white stuff in hand. We scry and we find Curse of Silence. I'll take it. I can get rid of Arabella the first time if they play her on 2, and then we can make her cost more. Boros aggro, we do have some, like, anti-creature stuff in this deck. But I'm also going to be lowering my life considerably. It's a thing I do. Hey, Arabella, you coming out? And gone. Don't need to play this yet. I will wait until I have Victor out so I can get a trigger, maybe? And I think my plan here is for the Black Market Connections. Against a Boros Hackers deck, yes, I will still pay the 6. Because I'm brave. Because I'm a hero. Boop, boop, boop. Also because I'm a little rascal. And I know what I like. Yeah, I'd rather save this for something else. Arabella. Give me that Surveil. That is a Sunfall. I think that's actually going to be a very good card for me, since they are probably going to be going wide. I'm ready. Dragon Fodder. 2 Gorblins! Oh my god, wait! They got flying! Oh, good for them! You have to attack in with Toby, though. This kills the man. I really shouldn't. Human? Enduring Innocence and Bitter Triumph. It's removal, it's fast removal, but it's removal that hurts, unless we're discarding. Enduring Innocence. It gives me a creature I could potentially reanimate. It's also an enchantment itself. Put it on top. We're gonna go for a second enchantment this turn, which will get me an extra blocker. I'm saving this Sunfall for the absolute last second I need it. Guri. I see what they're up to. They're a tokens build. Ah, Tidali's Summoner! Filthy tokenses. Listen, it's not you. It's me. They are gonna get some gremlinis. Scary. But we have a teeny tiny life linker. We're able to spit out more tokens. We got a 9/9 sitting on the back line. There's a well-timed board wipe, and if it works, it works. GG. Yarok the Desecrated. Doubles enter the battlefield abilities of all sorts of permanents. I can curse them, and also give them brain maggots. Gross, ew. I will curse Yarok, though, because Yarok's scary. The absolute best card that I could draw against them would be Elishnorn, because that would stop all enter the battlefield abilities. And also double mine, but also completely stop theirs. Okay, those are some enter the battlefield things. I don't like that you have a mana drain and that you might be able to play it. Like, you only have one blue source here, but you can get another one off Cultivate, and I want my spells to resolve, please and thank you. Go for Victor so I can start getting Surveil value. Swinging in with the maggot. Could be Guardian Project time. It's for value. Yeah. Power word kill into mana drain. Unfortunate. Well, Victor, swing on in. I wanted to get a plains. They have enough mana, I guess, for Yarok if they want it. No, they're going straight up Henge. I can only hit creatures with Journey to Nowhere. And I need more white mana to go crazy with this. So, Black Market Connections it is. I'm gonna look for plains on the top, though. No, you were very good for... Very, very good for triggering Victor, though. That's fine. I get an extra draw. Get him! Is it get him? I had to click the attack button like 10 times there. Would I like to sacrifice Curse of Silence? No, not yet. Eventually they'll get to enough mana where I don't feel I'll need this around anymore. But since I have removal for Yarok in hand, I'll be going for Journey to Nowhere and Grand Entryway. Wait, did they mill any creatures? No, wow, there's like nothing. I love paying the 6. Start with the Journey. Get rid of the Yarok. If they keep it under here, that means they just have removal for it. Devious Lookout. Double check. There's no creatures other than the Brain Maggot. I'm just drawing this. And I'm going to go for Endless Corridor and the Study. Over the Ghostly Prison. Grand Entryway. Save this as the cheapest way to get the two triggers. Use the treasure for the third one. Solitary Study unlocks. We get first strike. We bring back the Brain Maggot. We check out what's in their hand. And they had a board wipe. Okay! Oh, great! Now they don't have a board wipe. Yarok returns. This time I will be sacrificing the Curse of Silence. They draw 2 cards. They get 2 counters. Oh, I love paying the 6. There's a Mull Drifter I could grab. We're going to play Sigil of the Empty Throne. The Grand Entryway. We get all these beautiful triggers. Mull Drifter. I'm feeling maybe a Glasswing Grace start gaining some life back. Oh, I don't like this careful tapping. This makes me uncomfortable. Do I have ways to gain life? Yes. That was rude, but understandable. So it was a board wipe. Oh, hey, an Enter the Battlefield ability. Nice. Yeah, so far they've played very, very few of those. It's really just been kind of good stuff in these colors. They get to draw 4 cards, because Guardian Project and the Grey Henge. No, I can't pay the 6. We'll just make a trash. Making angels. Get that Ganjo. Just making more angels is probably good. I think I'll also play Ghostly Prison for Taxon. Make it slightly harder for them to kill me before I just die to my own black market connections. Yeah, it's a rat. It's a good rat! It's a saga rat. Which... yeah, that's normal. Ooh, draws 4, kills 2. The bat side also looks like it's a rat. Yeah, I didn't realize it would perpetually change both sides of the card, but it looks like it did. The rat-storation of Iganjo. I love it. Loading up a lot of mana. These fetch lands sure do get you some bonuses with like a Yarok in play. Uh-oh, Hostage Taker going to stop me from having many blockers. They do still have enough mana to let the attackers go through, and I think that they have lethal now. Oh, wait, they're tapping out under. Though there is a pretty good chance they'll hit a land. The mana won't float to combat. Maybe they didn't notice that I had a Ghostly Prison? Game action addiction. Wait, no! They had a Reclamation Sage to destroy the Ghostly Prison. Nope, they were all according to plan. If they just drew that, though, that would have been like, oop. Fine. Maybe they deck themselves. They have gone through 35 more cards than me. Nice. GG. Kona Rescue Beastie is tricky because you kind of have to take it out before it can tap. Well, before the next post-combat main stage after it comes out, so it isn't tapped, because otherwise they cheat things into play. Hi, Kona. I will start with a land tax. Even though I'm going first, there's a good chance that they'll be playing ramp. Ramp gets them to Kona. Okay, it wasn't land-based ramp. It was a little hobbit. It was a teeny tiny hobbit who was gonna go to jail. I don't have any instant speed removal in this hand, so I'll do what I can with what I got. Into the north. Ah, land-based ramp. Well, look who's triggered land tax. It's you, you did. I will happily grab plains and a swamp and another plains. And while they can bring out Kona here, they wouldn't be able to bring out and tap Kona. It's a good doggy. Pet. I sell Vala, who makes lots of mana. I will get one land. Oh, I guess I could go for 3 next turn. Yeah, I'll do that next turn. No, I'll be honest, I don't need more lands. I've got that covered thanks to land tax. Gwenna? I want to be sure I'm holding up the Get Lost. Just getting ready, don't mind me. Starfield Mystic. Okay. Makes it even easier. Love that. Get my Giga discount. You only have 4 power, so you won't untap Gwenna on cast. But they could just be ramping into all the other big stuff in their deck. Which I'm ready to kill. Ooh. Gargos! And a snake! I will kill Gargos here. By the way, the creature they've controlled is the target of a spell, but we have Ward 2 on Victor, so it's good. We're fine. Nykthos gets set down a little bit loyalty-wise. And now let's get silly with a couple rooms. An endless corridor. Sure, have your first strike. No, I don't need lands. Endless corridor. And then just to use up that mana, get a little bit more buffing. Ooh, Ronus or Gargos? Gargos. Ronus will double power, but maybe we'll grab that next turn so we can have extra thick Gargos. I'm up to 38 life. Nice. You're saying gross? What's gross about this, huh? Just having, like, infinite enchantment triggers. Grand entryway, an even easier one. Sunfall and Scavenger. I'll put the Scavenger in the graveyard. Hold the Sunfall just in case they get something big and scary and good. They have to discard. They discarded a Henge. I'll unlock this room. Grab that Ronus. I'm actually gonna unlock another room just for more power. Should have done these first. Like, yeah, you can kill these, but I'm still left with the goods. So far, they haven't played any way to, like, tap Kona other than attacking. It's a big glimmer. Congratulations, you got Castle Garenbrig. Would you like to play your commander? You will not draw. I have the biggest creature. Kona! Like we can have that. Tiny bonus joins up and virtue. I swap the order. Make them discard. And I don't want Ronus to die. Since then they could choose to put it back into their deck. Bing! Bong. When it swings in, I wonder if they have a way to make it indestructible. Huh, they had a bite spell. Thing. Oops. Like, I mean, I guess you would have gotten more damage through if you didn't. So, that works. And what are you cheating to play it? Skulta! But with an empty hand! Oh, that's not gonna do it. We'll bring out the Restless Fortress and swing in with both. That's a big Restless Fortress. GG, Kona. Vadmir, New Blood. Whenever they commit a crime for the first time in a turn, it gets a +1/+1 counter. And when it gets enough counters on it, I believe it gets Menace and Lifelink. I've got a big board wipe here. I've got some small removal. I've got this Overlord. It's not great, but I don't think it's a bad hand either. Hey, Vadmir. This is the slow game. I got a Mox Amber, but I've got black mana available. Hello, this is Victor. He's my commander. Please don't kill him. He's gonna die. Oh yeah, he does get Menace and Lifelink. Orb! That's a crime every turn. Yeah, I would say Vadmir is the more fair version of the Jisa who's in mono black. Like, this is faster, but it's also easier to kill and doesn't get as much value. And you run one and the other. I'm losing life, baby. All I know is lose life. Also Surveil. I think both of those in a graveyard because I'd really like a land. Land would get me to Sigil. I can play Overlord if I don't get mana, though. In any of these enchantments I'm putting in the graveyard, I have a chance to bring back with Ghostly Dancers. Cruelty of Gix! Uh-oh, don't look at my hand. So they can hit the Overlord of the Mistmoors with this, and then reanimate it themselves in 2 turns. Which might force the Sunfall if they don't just make me discard it by then. Hit Ghostly Dancers. Now they're up to 2 cards. 2 to the bottom. All right, it's all heart of the cards. Lose a life. Oof, 6. Okay. Elspeth conquers death, hitting the Cruelty of Gix. So next turn, this will flip over and get me Eerie trigger number 1. I wonder if there's any good ways to trigger Victor on your opponent's turn. It's probably something silly like Sigarda's Aid and one of the recurable auras. Oh no! I don't have a Victor anymore. I'll bring it back. And I don't think I can keep milling, so this orb is now just the goods. This will flip over. I can grab this Ghostly Dancer next turn, which then in turn can bring back my Elspeth Conquers Death. Nice little slow loopy. Oh no! My creatures! Okay. Except I probably need to wipe the board. Maybe not. Enjoy your card draw. I wonder if I should put the orb in this deck. Just a good card. Because you only cost 2. or be gone. If they have removal, I'm dead. And a mono black deck having removal, well, that could never happen. They would never have removal. How would you say that? It's removal. GG, Vadmir. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you like seeing Victor do Victor stuff. I was actually very happy that many of my opponents let Victor survive for a couple turns so I could do the thing, because it's not easy to do the thing. It takes a lot of work. I also tried really hard with this brew of the deck to not just be running Orzhov good stuff, because so often that's the way you survive in the queue. You throw in your Thought Seizes and your Esper Sentinels and everything like that, but instead, this deck really got to show enchantments in action. I have 43 enchantments in this deck, and with Victor at the helm, that's a great way to get lots and lots of triggers. If this deck falls behind, it does have some ways to catch up, but it is tricky when you're playing against a lot of the non-creature decks that are out in the queue. A lot of these very removal-heavy decks where you can sit there and say, well, I played an enchantment, they removed the enchantment. Many of our enchantments are 1-for-1, so it's important that we have a lot of these 5-drops that can get us a little bit more from the deck, and also some things that double up our triggers and stop our opponent's triggers. If you're looking for this deck list, it's in the description below. And if you'd like to suggest a commander, especially one from Duskmourn or another recent set, please leave a comment. I do write those down and I let my chat vote on them. I can tell you right now, Victor beat out Effie, the new Duskmourn Alchemy commander, in the poll today, and also Bria, the otter from Bloomborough. So there's always more cards that we can brew as long as Twitch chat's up for it, and I am too. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day!